Right, went out for my daily walk in these times of coronavirus. And yeah, got a bit of a throat thing now because of all the hay fever, so breathing in the hay fever, slightly blocked nose, itchy eyes, itchy nose, and a bit of a dry throat from not having a drink of water for over an hour on a hot spring's day. But anyway, back into the paranormal with part 5, and this time we're on the channel which I've been to before, Ghosts of Mississippi. Ghosts of Mississippi. So when you get Ghosts of Mississippi, the Ghost of Mississippi channel apparently collects those videos. This was made in 2019. In fact, only in late October of 2019. So this should be a bit more contemporary than some of the other videos and other content I've been using in these videos. So let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
There's something back there.
It's dead.
Looks like a person.
Okay. Okay.
He soon starts to panic.
Thank you for that commentary. Starts to panic because you're in an abandoned location and there's likely to be other people there. But apparently if a person doesn't respond because they're homeless, or perhaps they're homeless and on drugs or whatever the case may be, and they're, they're hauled up in some abandoned location, well, I guess it must be paranormal. It must be ghosts or demons, eh?
It's dead. Hey man. Who's there?
Looks a bit like there's a person poking their head out. And you've got to ask yourself when you see that kind of thing, is it someone he knows, the person going around with the video camera? Or is it someone who's homeless who's like, who the hell's that? Best not be the cops or security throwing us out. So yeah, I think this is why you should go with, in groups. If you're urban exploring or doing some kind of investigation of paranormal, or what you might call an investigation, ghost hunting, I think you should, think carefully about it, I think you really should, because obviously there might well be issues if you're dealing with people who you don't know, you wouldn't know what they're going to do. They're unknown quantities, basically. They could be violent, you never know. It looks a bit like a person, doesn't it?
Stop smoking.
Being chased around
The
by
guy
a cat.
finally regains his composure and continues to explore.
There's someone here.
There might be someone there. I mean, from what we've seen so far, I didn't see with that image, I don't know if they're going to zoom in a minute, that image of the corridor. It looked like there was a shadow, but was there a shadow? Was there a person? There's no real follow-up. Because if there's nothing there to cause the shadow, and you confirm that, and get the same angle again, and it's like, oh, there's no shadow this time. Why is that? There must have been something there. Was it a homeless person? Was it someone you can find or would want to find? Have you got a gun with you just in case? Because you never know who the fuck might be after you, might mug you, or whatever. But yeah, I would not be keen to do that, especially not on my own. Not because of the ghoulies, not because of the ghosty wosties. No, because of the real people. They're the dangerous ones, not the demons or whatever you happen to believe in. Just carry on.
No idea.
Stumbling around the dark.
Is anybody here? Is anybody here? Come outside now.
See what happens.
This place is very musty one. The city and some other houses. It's in the middle of the forest near to the beach. Normally there's nothing.
I find with a lot of these things, a lot of it is just walking around in the dark, isn't it? To be honest, and you know, that's good and well. But then any kind of shadow, any kind of shape, any kind of movement, anything at all is then considered to be, well, not merely unexplained, which should be the baseline. Oh, we don't know. I could dismiss it because there's not enough evidence. That's the key thing. It's a bit like a courtroom situation in that regard, in regard to evidence. And, you know, stories and feelings and things like that don't really help. Video content, if it's not clear, it's like, it's interesting, but what does it actually prove? It's like when you get bad CCTV images of a bank robbery and they show it on the news. Can you identify these 2 pixels? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. So, yeah, let's hope something else happens, because otherwise this might become a little bit tedious. Ghosts caught on tape. Actually, is Ghosts of Mississippi? I should look this shit up, shouldn't I? Are they actually an actual parody or what? You know, I've got to wonder. Because, as a fucking person, a person walks by at the end of the corridor. A person is around the corner from this, you know, person with the camera. And, yeah, and then a person's in a fucking cupboard. You know, pardon my French, but yeah. That seems legit. I don't know.
I don't see anything.
Thing is, you get all this kind of shit. It's put into compilations. And a lot of it is to, like you just saw there, prophecy.com. What the fuck's that? You go to it and you'll find it's probably some kind of religious conspiracy theory nut site, isn't it? Like end time signs, you know, we're seeing demons here, folks. All this kind of stuff. And yeah. So what's that? Prophecyfilm.com. I won't bother. But yeah, a lot of these videos, they're made for attention whoring. This video only has like 159 views. And it's been knocking around for a few months, like 5 months. But yeah, I don't know. Just seems kind of daft to me. I respect for using the Resident Evil soundtrack though. Oh, I can't see anything. Oh. This is meant to spook you. Pause that there. Yeah, this is the kind of thing where people who are believers, gullible fucks, pardon my French, they'll keep on saying, hey, just prove that, Mr. Doubting Skeptic, Mr. Cynic. And I'll say, I don't really need to. What is it evidence of? Well, something moving there. What was it? Well, a person. But the person who made the video said, they said, and so you know. Ooh, bit of a claim, isn't it? It's more like you don't really know, but you choose to believe. And then something which you can't personally explain, which is probably explainable by the person who made the video. Well, yeah, you just accept things. I don't call that good logic, but let's move on. No need for me to ramble. They're not going to say that person's a ghost, are they? I swear I could bitch slap some of these people. Pathetic. We're going to show an ultra close up. Oh, moving on.
The screaming coming from that room, and I hear it too. But
this is all the best kind of things. You know, some of the stuff on that channel, I think, is this your content? Is it not? Because you end with the same person. Other stuff clearly isn't their content. And this is actually a classic one. It could be fake, but I don't know. The claim that, there's been a whole bunch of shit going on. The room's a mess when the security guy gets in there, so I've ruined it for you already. But, yeah, and a pale shape.
I want to show that no one's checked into that room, correct?
So hear a bunch of banging, and it's meant to be a vacant room.
Hold of the police, so I would wait for the police, John. Hey, I mean, John's gonna enter the room real quick, just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one.
So, to put that into perspective, basically you have a person who's responding to a noise complaint with a room that is apparently vacant. Go in there, it's a real mess. You see a white shape on the video, or a transparent, misty kind of shape. And, yeah, what's the source for it? Is it genuine? Is it unedited? Can we see the unedited footage? Probably not. But of course, these things do the rounds, and they'll get something like this. And sometimes they do get the audio. And it's like, what the fuck's happened there? Yeah, was it someone break into the room, smash up the room? Is the audio added afterwards, made to work by, just simple basic editing methods? And why is it all the CCTV green? That's another thing. And it's all conveniently edited together as well, to get the image from different angles, not just simply one angle. So it's gone to the right side of him now, but it's the left side before. And you manage to get like one interesting movement. It looks like a silhouette of a person. So, yeah.
He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down, and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there.
Well, none of that's conveyed seemingly by the guy looking in the room, as far as we know. We don't get any other side of the argument. We just get a one-sided thing. A couple of images of a guy looking in a room, which is easily available content. You could find that probably, if you work in a security situation, you could probably find that if you're doing an investigation of an empty room, which supposedly had noise coming from it, and just editing from one angle only, mind, that kind of shape of a person. It wouldn't be difficult to do that. I'm not saying I know that is the case. As I said before, technically it's unexplained or not fully explained, but there are far more reasonable arguments to be made for what is plausibly true than simply saying it must be a ghost. If you can't disprove it, it must be a ghost.
Oh?
Is this where a person's going to look around the corner, perchance? 5 will get you 10.
Are Are you talking?
Sorry, it reminds me of a Gus Johnson sketch. You know, I'm just going to check my room. Hey, any stabbers down there? No, it's okay. But you might not remember that meme. I thought there was going to be a person poking their face around the... Might still be. I remember if I've seen this one before.
What the hell is that noise?
There's knocks and bangs.
Son of a bitch! What the hell is that noise? Son of a bitch!
Well, this is the problem. There's a lot of videos like that on the internet, and there's a channel called Chills that covers a lot of those sorts of things, but I'm not a great fan because he's a bit of an anti-skeptic in some ways. Basically, lots of these videos, no backstory, no clear definition. Video stops, no full video, so as soon as you get the jump scare, it's gone. Usually low quality, not clear, can't make out clear factors, because when you use video in low light, there are two things that happen. One, the equivalent shutter speed drops, the shutter speed or the video speed, so you end up with less frames. So your video will still end up with, say, 24p or whatever. But you'll end up with that only being effectively, due to the lower shutter speed so you get enough light, down to, say, 3 or 5 frames per second. Or less, perhaps, depends. That and ISO, as in camera, like sensitivity. It's not really sensitivity though; it's kind of faux sensitivity, strictly speaking. That goes way up. So what you're left with is an image that isn't very clear in focus, and seems to be showing something, but you can't make out very much. You know, colours are exaggerated, lots of noise, lots of pixels, clarity isn't clear. And then the person turns in this video onto the internets, and what are we looking at? A guy looking down the stairs, and it's like, oh, there's something down there. I could hear a bit of a moan, and then it's like looking around towards the bedroom and towards the stairs again, then to the bedroom, looks around the corner. There's a person sitting on the bed. Is that paranormal evidence? I suppose it's easy to say, is something evidence of the paranormal as in not the normal, but beyond the normal, as in the paranormal, or the supernatural, which is equally describable as the unexplained? Well, not great, but it's better than saying it must be ghosts. Although when you say ghosts caught on tape, what do you mean by ghosts? You know, if you're talking about some kind of imprint on a location, I don't know what you mean. And you could explain it, I'd go, so why do you think that's the case? We get to the point where it's like, well, I'd rather just say these things aren't explained rather than saying it must be people who are disincarnate, like spirits, or it must be imprints, like some kind of stone tape theory. They're interesting ideas, but it's heavy speculation, is my point. Let's carry on. There, it gets around the corner. Let's have a look at this one last time. It just looks like a person on the bed. Well, are they getting up? It's hard to tell, isn't it, because of the shaky camera. But what happens next? That's the question. I'm not sure if it's a man or if it's just the way the light bounced off, the person said. Face? I'm not sure. It looks lower down. Like maybe that is a face. Maybe the face was there. And with ultra low quality, in a very dark situation, they try and tell you what it means and what it is. Fuck off. I mean, okay, just to cap off this video, because I don't want this video to go on for 30 minutes like the previous one. Let's say there's a face there. What do you get by zooming in? Nothing. A bunch of noise in a dark room, a blur suggesting movement of the camera or the thing being filmed. Hard to tell. A mixture of the two, perhaps. Detail is lost. All you're left with is a nebulous weave of noise, probably based on a small sensor camera. Could be in a smartphone or it could be in a camcorder. Yeah, you've got nothing. You've got like exaggerated coloration, making this very pink. By the bed, very blue. Down the stairs, quite yellow, a little bit orange. So what can we work out from this? Pretty much nothing, actually. Next to nothing. A person was concerned about noises, it seems, with a camera. There's no clear backstory given in this compilation. Perhaps there is elsewhere. Perhaps there's a feature-long video for 10 minutes of, I'm hearing noises around my house and I just don't know what, this kind of thing. And you've got a person filmed downstairs, think they hear a moan. Like someone downstairs, they may be thinking. They hear something in the bedroom. It's like, what the hell was that? And they go in and there's something there and they go, son of a bitch. And because they're sweeping and they don't stop and we don't get any backstory, what we expect to think this is. I mean, we don't even get it clearly that there must be a person there. It could be a tripod with a coat over it, or a chair with a bunch of clothes up. You just don't know, do you? 'Cause it's hard to tell if the movement, if there is any movement, is in camera, or of the camera. I should say it's of the camera, or of the person who may well be there being filmed. If it is a person, then it's a person. I don't see the great mystery, and I would ask the original uploader if I could find them. One, where's the rest of the video if they haven't got it out there? Two, what was actually there? And three, if you're looking around the house for shit that might be going on, keep a flashlight, with you. So what's the first thing you grab? I started hearing noises. I decided to grab my camera, but you decided not to grab a flashlight. Maybe the flashlight was downstairs. Maybe it was in the bedroom. And, maybe they just didn't get it. But you'd expect with this for there to be a considerable backstory which would offer some kind of explanation, logically.